PicsArt is another free app that you can use. And I'm going to walk you through how to make sure it's actually free. It does not trick you. You notice a countdown up here in the top left-hand corner. Ignore everything else except that X. Once you tap that X, then there is a glowing purple button at the bottom. And so, if you hit that glowing purple button, you can actually select a picture, and there you have it. So let's say I'm going to do this selfie as a rotoscope. Draw. Layers. Add a new layer, an empty layer, which is going to be on top of this layer here. When I select that layer, I am now drawing on that layer. Make sure you've selected the layer, or you are going to not be able to tap the eye on the picture and check out how you're doing in your drawing. Tap on the layer down here in order to make that go away. I've been tapping on my picture, and so I am going to hit the undo or back arrow so I've gotten rid of those little dots. Where my brush is, it has my draw mode. So I'm going to hit that. The 3 lines or 3 dots is generally called breadcrumbs, and it usually means more options. So I'm definitely going to make the size of my brush a little bit smaller, and then I'm going to get to work. If you're using your finger instead of a stylus, it is a little bit tricky. Also, I think there's something a little bit wonky with this app. It's just not as good as the other app that I was using. Some apps are better than others. You can see that these controls are pretty much the same, and depending on what app you use, the brushes and tools are going to look a little bit different and so forth, but you're still going to have essentially the same job of drawing. But you don't always have to be perfect. After all, there's really no such thing as perfection. I really love this technique, and it makes me so happy. The lips look pretty bad, honestly. I'm gonna have to get back in here and redo. Wait, here's a square. Select color. How cool is that? So you can just select a color and go to town. I love digital art. Weird stuff, but it's super fun. If I go to draw mode and hit the eyeball on my picture, I can now see my progress. And my progress is actually pretty good. I'm gonna do a slightly thicker brush for the things that are in front. It's just gonna make it look better. But there are some really neat textures that you can color in here. And I think that this is gonna be one that I really want. I would like to figure out a way. Ooh, there we go. Just kind of drop it in there. Boop! Hey! That's awesome. And I can totally compare that to my hand. Tap coloring. Oh, that is tiny. Size, opacity, looks good to me. I actually want this under. I'm just going to select the layer that has the line drawing and duplicate or copy that layer. That'll work. Okay, now I'm underneath. Man, that was a little bit of work. I'm not happy about that, but here we go. This is why I used the other app, because the other app was a little bit better. Not exactly being careful here, and that's okay. It's always fun to scribble knowing that it's totally going to be fine in the end. Because the top lip is a little bit hanging over, it's always a little bit darker than the bottom lip. I forget sometimes that when I'm pulling it around, I have to use the 2-finger pinch. So I am going to go back into my layers. I'm hitting it and nothing's happening. It's being difficult. Any day now. Nope. Cancel. Cancel. There we go. That one's pretty useless. That one's pretty useless. I want to see what that looks like. Ah, scary. Okay, as for these, I would like to delete them. So I'm going to delete this one first. It's gray, which means that it's selected, and I will hit this little trash can. I'm going to click on this layer, and I'm going to actually cover up the eyeballs over here. And I'm going to make this layer a skin tone layer. The little paint bucket tool down there is what I'm going to use to pour it in. The little paint bucket with the drip. Actually, I'm going to need this one too. And so I'm going to go in here. I'm going to get this eraser tool. And erase the background because I still want to put something back there. Just like Kehinde Wiley, I want to use a decorative background. This won't show up much if my calculations are right. So this actually, I'm not going to need this layer after all. Oh, I see a small mistake here. So now, I'm going to hit done. I'm going to save draft. I absolutely do not want to leave, but let's just see. The project has been saved. Sweet. Here we go. I was really worried there for a minute that I really thought it was totally gone. Thank goodness. Okay. So Kehinde Wiley does this great thing where there's a patterned background, and that is what I want to put in here. So I would like to find some sort of pattern I can put back here. You can use brushes to do this. This is pretty fun. You will need access to the internet for this. As you can see, that this can get pretty awesome. Kehinde Wiley used repetitive and busy backgrounds, almost as if to draw the eye away from the subject. But the subjects were so powerful that nothing could draw the eye away from them. And I think that that is what we have to kind of capture here as well. Try not to let your pattern overpower the picture that you've already drawn. So this is awesome, and I'm really excited about it. I'm going to do my little check mark. And there you have it. Kehinde Wiley inspired Rotoscoped Selfie, which is just super fun and very artistic with a lot of your own personal voice. And so I'm going to finish this off. This is a Wiley inspired little selfie. It's not going to be free to edit. I don't want people messing with my stuff. And I am going to save it to my gallery so I can see it later. Indeed it is. Oh, there it is. Oh, how cool is that? It's so much fun. And I wanted to show you some stuff that Kehinde Wiley has made. This is called Charles I, made in 2018. It is oil on linen. You can see this very powerful figure in the center, posing like Charles I. And she is surrounded by an overpowering pattern of these beautiful flowers. Head of young girl, veiled, in 2019. Yes, 2019. Kehinde Wiley is still an artist to this day. He also makes beautiful sculptures. This is called Rumors of War. And you can see that he kind of changes the way that people see statues like this. He turns those expectations on their heads and makes this incredible figure. I hope you've enjoyed making your Kehinde Wiley inspired rotoscope selfie, no matter what app you use. I hope you have tons of fun. Bye!